Welcome to Echoes of the Unknown, the podcast where we'll be exploring some of the world's most fascinating unsolved mysteries. I'm Jack Montgomery, and today we're delving into the mysterious disappearance of Brianna Maitland, which stands as one of Vermont's most perplexing cold cases. One March day 2 decades ago, the teenage girl's car was found abandoned in front of a collapsing farmhouse. The search for her continues to this day, and the case has presented investigators with a complex web of theories and unanswered questions. Brianna's story begins in East Franklin, Vermont, a small, picturesque town near the Canadian border, characterized by its pristine landscape and tight-knit community. Think white church steeples, snowy woods, and everyone knowing everyone else. At 17, she embodied both small-town roots and an adventurous spirit. Her mother, Kelly, described her as intelligent and artistic, with a quiet confidence. Brianna was beautiful, with striking features, long dark hair and green eyes. She loved studying jiu-jitsu and had dreams of becoming an actress or a model, demonstrating the kind of determination that led her to move out of her parents' home just before turning 18. This independence set her apart from typical teenagers in her community, marking her as someone who wasn't afraid to chart her own course. The weeks leading up to her disappearance revealed some complexities in Brianna's life. Friends noticed that she had begun hanging out with a new social circle, and rumors of drug use surfaced. A physical altercation at a party with a girl named Kiali Lacrosse was bad enough that it left Brianna with a broken nose and a concussion. Despite these challenges, she generally seemed to be doing okay. Brianna was living with a close friend, Jillian, and trying to finish high school by working toward a GED. She was also working 2 jobs, one at a local diner and the other at the Black Lantern Inn in Montgomery. Her ability to balance these responsibilities suggested someone trying hard to build a stable future. March 19th of 2004 marked the last time anyone saw Brianna. She completed her shift at the Black Lantern Inn at around 11:20 p.m., telling coworkers that she needed to return home to rest. She would be working her second job the following day in nearby St. Albans and had to wake up early. Witnesses said she seemed totally normal that evening, serving tables, cleaning up, and sharing laughs with her coworkers. There were no obvious signs of distress or any indication that anything unusual was about to occur. After Brianna clocked out, she got into her car, a 1985 Oldsmobile sedan, and drove away. What followed next remains shrouded in mystery. The following day, Brianna's car was found on a backcountry road about a mile from the inn. Locals called the spot the Old Dutch Burn House. It was an abandoned, decaying farmhouse that teenagers used for parties and dares. Investigators felt it was an eerily staged scene. The car was backed up into the side of the house, as if someone had thrown it into reverse and walked away. The rear bumper was lodged under the crumbling boards of the house. Inside the vehicle lay 2 of Brianna's uncashed paychecks, her wallet, her medication, and her contact lenses. Items someone planning to disappear would likely take. Perhaps most puzzling was the discovery in the grass outside the car of her favorite pair of black and white patterned pants, folded neatly, suggesting an organized rather than chaotic scene. Unfortunately, a critical investigative failure occurred when police initially did not realize the abandoned vehicle was connected to a missing person. It wasn't until 5 days later, when Brianna's parents filed a report with the police, that investigators made this connection. This delay proved costly. No immediate photos of the crime scene were taken, no forensic evidence was preserved, and no immediate search was conducted. The loss of those crucial first 72 hours significantly impacted the investigation's trajectory. Witness accounts provide limited insight into the timeline. A man driving past the old Dutchburn house around 4 a.m. reported that he saw the car, but with no one in sight. Another driver stopped there around 7 a.m. and found it odd, but he assumed the car had merely been left by teenagers. These scattered pieces of information have led investigators to explore multiple theories about Brianna's disappearance, all of them chilling, and each with its own supporting evidence and challenges. The first theory police considered is that Brianna was abducted after accepting a ride from someone she knew and trusted, supported by the fact that her car was found so close to her workplace. Furthermore, the vehicle's seemingly deliberate positioning, backed up into the side of the house, made it look like the scene had been staged rather than being the site of a car crash. When coupled with the discovery of her clothes folded neatly on the grass, it suggests premeditation rather than random violence. A second theory by some investigators is that Brianna got caught up with dangerous people through potential drug trafficking connections. Over the years, multiple informants claim she was either killed over a drug debt or died accidentally during a party gone wrong. In 2006, police searched a house in Berkshire based on a tip, but no conclusive evidence or human remains were found. A third theory was particularly gruesome. A woman told police that Brianna was murdered, with her body cut up by a chainsaw and her remains fed to pigs at a nearby farm. But once again, despite a thorough police investigation, this lead also proved fruitless. The fourth theory considers the possibility that Brianna may have been kidnapped and was the victim of human trafficking, possibly across the nearby Canadian border. It's a very unsettling thought, but the proximity to the border and the timing make it at least plausible, although no confirmed sightings have ever emerged. The lack of activity on her bank accounts or any communication with her loved ones supports the likelihood of foul play rather than voluntary departure. In a March 2022, the Vermont State Police announced a significant development in the investigation. They identified the source of a DNA sample on an item found near Brianna's abandoned car. This breakthrough was achieved through advanced forensic genetic genealogy techniques. The DNA matched one of 11 individuals previously identified as persons of interest in the case. However, authorities emphasize that this match does not equate to positively identifying a suspect. The individual in question has cooperated with investigators, and no charges have been filed as of today. Still, the DNA did provide the first physical evidence that others were involved in the case, though its specific significance remains unclear. Kelly Maitland, Brianna's mother, continues to plead for answers after all these years. She has appeared in interviews and documentaries, stating poignantly, "Someone out there knows what happened to my daughter. I don't want revenge. I want the truth." Her persistence has kept the case in the public eye and has encouraged ongoing investigation efforts. The case remains open, classified as a missing person under suspicious circumstances, which means that foul play or criminal activity is suspected. There is ongoing FBI involvement in the investigation, and on March 19th, 2024, the 20th anniversary of her disappearance, the FBI announced a $40,000 reward for information leading to Brianna's location that supplements the $5,000 reward previously offered by her father, Bruce. Today, while the old Dutchburn house has collapsed into ruins, Brianna's case continues to draw attention and generate new leads. The investigation serves as a reminder of how a single night can change everything, leaving a family searching for answers and a community grappling with unresolved questions. The site has become something of a monument to the unknown, drawing both curious visitors and amateur investigators. Brianna's disappearance represents more than just another unsolved case. It highlights the impact of crucial early investigative errors, the complexity of small-town dynamics, and the enduring hope for resolution that drives both law enforcement and the families of missing persons. Tips continue to come in on a weekly basis, and investigators remain committed to uncovering the truth behind what really happened on that March night in 2004. They know that even the smallest piece of information could finally bring closure to this enduring mystery and help ease the pain of Brianna's loved ones. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Echoes of the Unknown. If you have any information about the disappearance of Brianna Maitland, please call the tip hotline of the Vermont State Police at 844-848-8477. And if you found this story compelling, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with fellow mystery lovers. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, sometimes the truth hides in plain sight,